Joining us now is Naheed Nenshi, the leader of the Alberta NDP. Mr. Nenshi, great to have you on. Thanks for chatting with us.
Well, thanks, Tony. Thanks so much for having me.
I wanted to do a bit of a deeper dive on your take with what's going on right now with separation sentiment. The rally this weekend, the Premier's move to lower the threshold for a referendum. What do you make of the lay of the land right now?
Well, Premier Smith is playing games. She's really taking Albertans for fools. She's being very, oh, this is citizen-led. It has nothing to do with me. Well, at the same time, making it much easier for citizens to have this kind of referendum. And look, there was a big rally in front of the legislature, an orchestrated, designed big rally. And just a kilometer away at the convention center, I had approximately 4 times as many delegates at the New Democrat convention, and they had to pay to be here. So the point is here that we cannot treat this lightly. The Premier is playing with this because she thinks that it will gain her political advantage in the short term. This country is way too important to play with. You know, the Premier wrote a letter to the Prime Minister saying, I'll give you 6 months to solve the problem of plastic straws, or I will cause a national unity crisis. Look, I hate paper straws too, but it's not something to risk the country over. And she hasn't given him 6 months. She hasn't given him 6 days. And she just thinks this will help her politically, but it's going to hurt the cause of the nation, stoking this kind of sentiment, fear, and anger. You know, Prime Minister Cameron in the UK, when he first launched the Brexit supporter, remember, he was not in favor of Brexit, but he did it to appease a fringe minority, thinking it would never, ever pass.
The issue itself, yes, is a very sensitive one. It's a very emotional one, but when Premier Smith addresses Albertans tomorrow, what would you like to hear her say about the province's relationship with Ottawa going forward?
I would like her to say that Albertans are proud Canadians. And yes, we have some legitimate grievances, and we have things we have to make deals with Ottawa on. But I would like to hear her say she is a proud Canadian and she denounces separatism and she's going to put an end to this. If she's not going to do that, then what I'd like to hear her say is, we're having a separation referendum. We're having it now, and I'm the one behind it, and I'm sponsoring it. And we'll go ahead and have that referendum. And when she gets the resounding, thumping defeat that she so rightly deserves, maybe we can make life better for everyone.
And you think the defeat would be resounding, or there would be a resounding defeat if it actually got to that point?
Yeah, I have no doubt. We will work hard to make sure that happens. You know, most Albertans, I think, are saying, this is just a fringe minority. We don't have to worry about it. And my message to Albertans really is, we've got to fight strongly for this country. We have to wake up now and stand up for Canada. And I'll say to the Premier, you're not willing to stand up for Canada, so let's let the rest of the Albertans stand up for this country.
Then let's touch one more thing as well, Mr. Nenshi, touch on the federal NDP and the Alberta NDP and the decision not to make that membership link sort of automatic for members of the Alberta NDP. Why the need now to distance the provincial party from the federal one, or to even create that discussion?
Yeah, you know, this is something the members of the Alberta New Democrats have been asking for a really long time. Unlike other political parties, for example, the Ontario Liberals are completely independent of the federal Liberals. Even the Alberta UCP are independent of Pierre Poilievre's party, the Canadian Conservative Party of Canada, the CPC. The New Democrats are a little different. Because of our history, the linkages are tighter. And the Alberta New Democrats have always been completely independent in terms of policy, completely independent in terms of finance. But a lot of the members have been asking through my leadership a year ago and up to now, it's just coincidentally that our convention was right after that federal election. They've been saying, let's make membership optional. Because in Alberta, there are a lot of folks who will vote Poilievre and Nenshi. There are a lot of folks who will vote Carney and Nenshi. There's a lot of people who vote federal NDP and Nenshi. And we want to make sure that everyone feels welcome in our movement. And the members resoundingly said that's what we want to do. Many of them will continue to support the federal New Democrats. Many of them will not. But together, we are creating a great alternative for all Albertans.
Do you describe the differences in any way as a divide at this point between the two levels of the parties?
No, I don't think so. You know, we certainly had the elected New Democrat member of Parliament, Heather McPherson, from Edmonton Strathcona. I think she got the highest New Democrat percentage of any candidate in the country. She was here at the convention, very warmly received. But at the same time, we also had folks at the convention who were saying, I'm a supporter of a different federal party, and they're also very welcome here.
Okay, we have to leave it at that, but Naheed Nenshi, Alberta NDP leader, we really appreciate your time on this Sunday to dive into this a little bit. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, and Canada is worth fighting for.